Near the end of the Revolutionary War, George Washington stood among rebelling officers, rebuking their opposition to Congress and encouraging their loyalty. After reading the first paragraph of his speech, he paused and begged the indulgence of his audience as he took out his spectacles, observing at the same time that he had grown gray in their service and now found himself growing blind. Washington's sacrifice exemplifies the American passion for freedom. The Pilgrims battled perilous storms, sickness, and death as they sought religious freedom. Colonial families separated, bloody tracks soaked the dirty snow. Soldiers starved or died of sickness, and the loyal sacrificed food, lead, and clothing for the army. Many signers of the Declaration of Independence lost their families, their homes, and even their lives after their pens had shown an unmatched zeal for freedom. Floods of immigrants challenged the waves of the Atlantic and their own poverty to secure freedom. Families donated supplies to the army during the World Wars as their young men departed, taking part in horrific scenes around the world. This heritage of freedom defines America. During the War for Our Liberty, our country's father stated, "The fate of unborn millions will now depend under God on the courage of this army. Our cruel and unrelenting enemy leaves us only the choice of brave resistance or the most abject submission. We have, therefore, to resolve to conquer or die." End quote. Those brave fathers have done their part. The challenge now rests with us. Our enemy is not now a sea of red uniforms marching irresistibly against the rabble of our ranks. America now faces an enemy less palpable, yet more deadly: the disintegration of religion and morals which have hitherto defined our country and its freedom. George Washington said, "The best means of forming a manly, virtuous, and happy people will be found in the right education of youth. Without this foundation, every other means, in my opinion, must fail." End quote. When the youth of America are taught history, government, science, and mathematics, their capability to think for themselves increases. In contrast, a country that cannot think for itself is subject to the whims of other nations, becoming diminished and insignificant. Secular learning, itself important, must be founded by nationwide practice of goodness and morality. Religion, supporting and enhancing secular knowledge, enables national freedom and prosperity. As George Washington said, "Among all the dispositions and habits which lead to political prosperity, religion and morality are indispensable supports." End quote. In maintaining these supports, the family plays a central role. A father and mother who honor marital vows and love their children create an environment of safety, learning, and experience. Only in the home can children learn to get along with others. Only in the home does love begin. Only in the home can children learn work and self-reliance. Only in the home are righteous morals taught, and only in the home do children gain a dedicated desire for freedom. In my home, we honor God through scripture study, prayer, and righteous living. Celebrations of patriotic days and constant recognition of divine providence in the history of the world has instilled in me a dedicated fire for freedom. Because of the careful teaching in my home, I have the knowledge and experience to put my desire into action, a desire to stand for liberty. I declare, as did Patrick Henry, should I keep back my opinions at such a time, through fear of giving offense, I should consider myself guilty of treason towards my country, and of an act of disloyalty towards the majesty of heaven, which I revere above all earthly kings." End quote. Only through a firm basis in religion and morality are men, quote, "happy to sacrifice their private pleasures, passions, and interests, nay, their private friendships and dearest connections, to support the cause of truth and liberty." End quote. John Adams. Without God's divine intervention, America falls. With God's hand in her support, America flourishes. Let us, therefore, resolve to do all in our power to secure His mighty support in our behalf. Thank you.